Welcome. We'd like to take a few minutes to tell you about the Environmental Educator Knowledge and Skills Guidelines for Excellence. These guidelines were written to help you and other environmental educators reflect upon and support your own professional development. The Guidelines for Excellence is an initiative of NAAEE. The Educator Guidelines were created as a resource with a set of recommendations that help educators provide high-quality environmental education. As with all of the other sets of guidelines, this document was developed through a broad-based consultation process. We use the term environmental educator broadly to include a wide range of people involved in facilitating environmental learning experiences in a variety of settings, at a variety of jobs, and with a variety of titles. The guidelines are also being used in a wide variety of programs and activities, from higher education to professional development to certification programs and accreditation. These guidelines are organized around three categories of environmental educator knowledge and skills. First, content knowledge and skills, basically the road to developing environmental literacy. Second, foundations, responsibilities, and commitments. What does it mean to be an environmental educator? And third, design and implementation. What do educators need to know and be able to do if they are going to design and implement environmental education instruction? The guidelines are further divided into 7 key characteristics. Key characteristics describe the overarching knowledge or skills essential for the ongoing professional development of environmental educators. Educators work actively to develop their own environmental literacy. Key characteristic number 1 offers a broad summary of the awareness, content knowledge, and skills required of environmentally literate educators. This literacy includes essential skills that enable individuals to make informed decisions and act on those decisions, both individually and collectively. Educators understand the importance of the relationships among ecosystem health, community well-being, and long-term sustainability. Key characteristic 2, Foundations of Environmental Education, recommends that educators critically evaluate the goals, theory, practice, and history of the field of environmental education. Key characteristic number 3, Professional Responsibilities, helps educators understand and accept the professional responsibilities associated with practicing environmental education. As educators, they maintain consistently high standards for instruction and professional conduct. Key characteristic 4, Commitment to community, collaboration, and fairness. Educators understand and accept that instruction with a focus on community, collaboration, and fairness is crucial to environmental education. With key characteristic 5, educators combine the fundamentals of high-quality education with the unique features of environmental education to design effective instruction. Educators plan interdisciplinary, experiential, investigative learning opportunities that are central to environmental education. Key characteristic 6 focuses on implementation. Through their instructional practices, educators create supportive, safe, relevant, and responsive learning environments that are welcoming to the whole learning community. Educators maximize active learning about the environment and environmental concerns. They facilitate the investigation of environmental concerns and exploration of possible solutions and actions in a manner appropriate for their learners, their context, and their community. Educators provide opportunities for action taking of the learner's choosing. Finally, key characteristic 7 focuses on assessment and evaluation. Educators possess the knowledge, abilities, and commitment to make assessment and evaluation integral to instruction and programs. Educators are familiar with tools for assessing learner progress and evaluating the effectiveness of their own programs. Before you start to dig into the guidelines, it might help to have a roadmap to how they are structured. For each of the 7 key characteristics, you'll find a short, descriptive explanation. The key characteristic is further described by guidelines. These guidelines provide more depth to help us think about how the key characteristic might be addressed. And each of those guidelines is elaborated further by a series of indicators that provide some imagery of what you might be doing if you're addressing that guideline. To supplement the key characteristics, we've included information boxes to provide further guidance about a specific aspect of the key characteristic or guideline. And we've included resources you can use, information about curriculum guides, websites, videos, and more. We've also included supporting resources that provide overview and background information, sometimes a step-by-step guide to key ideas introduced in the guidelines. This collection of 17 supporting resources is designed to augment the guidelines, providing background information so you can dive more deeply into environmental education practices that may be unfamiliar. Finally, we've included guidelines in practice, short case studies or stories about what practitioners are doing. Each story provides some imagery of how the key characteristic plays out in practice. If you'd like to download for free your copy of the Educator Guidelines, use this QR code. To learn more about the Guidelines for Excellence and access all of the publications, use this QR code. Thank you. We hope you enjoy your investigations into the Environmental Educator Guidelines and use them to deepen your understanding of environmental education practices and your own professional development needs.